from Knockout Print Shop, and today I have for you my first impression unboxing video of the Get to Work book. Okay, so I ordered the Get to Work book in an effort to kind of see more planners that were out there and see which planner I want to use in 2020. Truth be told, I'll probably use a bunch of different planners, but I have been eyeing this planner for a while. I think the creator's name is Elise Joy. I just kind of got introduced to this whole brand, so I don't know too much about her or her company or the planner. So this will be, our true first impressions. So it comes in a cardboard box, can't think of the word, and this pretty cool black and white branded tape. I love black and white and like a craft paper look. So even though this isn't fancy, I like the look of this box and branding. Okay, so open it up and it's your typical planner size box. Okay, so here's a little freebie things. So I have like a love-hate with freebies. I actually love all her cute little freebies. I think she does like all this lettering and art in here is hers that she handcrafts and does. But if you order our products, you know that we don't put in a lot of little collateral freebie things, not because we don't like them, but we're really about the minimalism, low waste situation in life. So while I like stuff like this, it tends to end up in the trash. So this is not a dig at Get to Work book at all. This is more just about my personal philosophy on things and what I do and don't personally like or use. So long story short, I think stuff's super cute, but anyways, let's go through it. So this thing is pretty cute that comes in here. This is a little sticker that is kind of crafted. I'm sure you cannot see this, it's so small on camera, but you put it in your planner about 3 to 4 months before the next planner comes out, and it's like a reminder sticker to order the planner. So it's a cute glossy sticker that has 2 little check boxes. It says order new Get to Work book, use code continue to save 10%. So I thought this was a really cute thing that I think is super functional. I always like when things are multi-purpose. So not only is it a coupon, but it's a sticker. I kind of like this idea. Maybe we need to use something like this for the print shop. So that's pretty cool, like that. Then you get this cute little big things happen one day at a time. I love all of her quotes and things like that. So this is just a little branded kind of business card style thing with their different social and email contact pieces on there. I cannot talk today, you guys. So this is cute. Again, I like stuff like this because obviously it's branded and it's nice to open up and see extras, but most likely stuff like this goes in the trash. Although this could be cute in a planner as a little piece of art. Okay, not gonna do that yet. So then let's see, this is the invoice, that doesn't matter. So then you get this show up and work hard. It almost reminds me of like an Inkle Press Inkling. And then it's kind of like a thank you note. Again, I do like that on one side of her little pieces of collateral, you have art that you could actually use, whether you frame this and hang it up or you washi tape it in your planner or something like that. So I think these pieces are very cute because you could use them again if you're somebody that likes hand illustrated quotes and art. So there's that. Okay, then you got this one. I think this is, you're not going to be able to do everything perfectly, but you can still do some things really well. And this is a marketing piece for her book, Big Dreams, Daily Joys, which I think I might actually purchase. It's kind of interesting. So it's just about getting, reaching your goals and productivity habits. So everybody always has their own spin on that kind of thing. So it might be interesting to take a peek at her book. So you get this little thing as well. And then last but not least, you get this little thing here that looks like it kind of goes into detail on each one of her hand lettered quotes. I think she sells these on her website as letterpress cards or like things like that. So I think that is what this is about. Just kind of goes into detail with each one of the quotes she picks. I think this is actually cute. It gives you exposure to some of the other stuff, but it doesn't refer to if that's what they are. So I could be making that up. Just look on her website. So that's kind of the little extras that you get as far as like little collateral branded pieces. Again, very cute. Good that they're multi-purpose, but I'm sure you guys can relate to most of this stuff probably goes in the trash. So not a dig at the Get to Work book or the creator, just again, a personal thing, that issue I have with trash. So this I ordered as well as the planner. It's these little tiny traveler's notebooks. And this one says, you're not going to run out of ideas, which is the story of my life. I love craft paper, black and white, like I said, and I like grid paper. So actually stupidly didn't even look at the description of this, so I had no idea how small it was. So I was a little surprised when I got it. It was a small. I'm sure the dimensions are on the listing on her website, but I actually really like that it's a small because I literally could put this in my pocket and carry it with me. So I do like this. I think it's super cute and will come in handy for me. I think it was only like $3. And yeah, I just like her hand lettering and thought this was cute. Okay, so that was like a super long introduction to a planner, but let's get into the planner. So you open it up. Obviously, I think a lot of her materials the planner is made of are 100% recyclable. Again, I need to look more into that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. So she has this cool little sticker on here, and this is kind of a unique packaging, like way to keep it safe because it's actually this like corrugated cardboard. Okay, that's super loud. Let me take this out of here. So it's like wrapped like this. So instead of bubble wrap, you're using this, which I think is pretty clever because again, if you're into recycling and low waste, you'll appreciate this. So I was very appreciative of that. So yeah, there's that. Again, cool stickers, cool little quotes. Okay, so let's take a look at the planner. So it's double, I think these are called O-rings, coil, black coil here. Again, love the color combination, and it's kind of your standard double O-ring planner. I do want to say when I ordered this, the owner did reach out to me on Instagram and wanted to mention that these covers, so this chipboard craft paper cover is a little bit less sturdy than the black book board that she now offers. So I actually think this one is no longer available. So I'm glad I got this one because I like this color combination, but she got some feedback, I think she said in her first version, and needed to increase the sturdiness of this cover. So I think that problem's been solved with the new black book board. I, again, don't think this is available, but I like this, and I don't really care how sturdy the cover is because I don't take my planner anywhere with me. Now, having seen this, if you are getting this planner and this one was still available and you liked this one, I can see how it's a lot less sturdy than most people would want if they were taking their planner with them. But again, I think her thing was to be using recycled material. So I think that's probably why she had difficulty with this. Sometimes recycled material is not always super sturdy, but I like it. I don't care about the sturdiness, but if you are someone that cares about sturdiness, you could see this might not be your ideal cover. I can't speak to how rigid the black book board cover is, but owner said it's more rigid. So that's the front. Here's the back. No branding on the back. Oh, looks like you get a little pocket back here. And I could see that this might be a little flimsy. Again, I don't use the pocket, so this doesn't matter to me. But you could see the book is pretty flexible because this cover is not very rigid. Not an issue for me. Just if you are looking at this one and this cover is still available, it's something to consider. But the black book board should be more rigid. Okay, so let's get into it. So you have a header page. I actually like that there's not that initial like name, phone number. I never fill that out. I know it's kind of like a book thing, and I don't think any planner company will do away with it. But I don't really care for it because I would never write my name and phone number in it anyways. So you got their branded cover. It looks like you can put your name here. Just a little blurb about the planner company and their contact information. Big things happen one day at a time. So you have her little quote there. As far as the thickness of this paper, I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, but you can actually see the what do you call it? The page behind it. So I don't think it's the thickest paper. We'll see as we go on beyond this cover page and see if it gets thicker. I would say it's not a super stark white paper. It's white. And it is 100% here. It actually says it is 100% recycled paper. So a lot of times with that kind of paper, you're not going to get as thick of a paper and maybe even as white of a paper. So again, this issue is not an issue for me. I don't care, but I just wanted to note that. Pages turn smooth. Then you have your typical year at a glance here. I got the July 2019 to 2020. So that's why my at a glance is 2019 to 2020. I like this design, very simple. This whole planner is neutral or grayscale, whatever you want to call it. So it looks like, yeah, she keeps 2020 on this, or sorry, 2019 on this side, and then the first half of 2020 here. Again, I do think this planner paper is fairly thin. If you guys can see that, you can see this next hand lettered cover behind here. So if you're into thick paper, I don't know how much you're gonna like this as far as the thickness of the paper goes. I'll have to grab a pen before I end this video and pen test it. But I do like that this is open. I personally prefer lines in my like boxes, but I could also just like hand draw lines or try not to draw or write on an angle. So you got that. And then you have this little thing here, reflect and goal set. So it's like a little mini goal setting thing. Last month's wins, still in progress, let go of, to think on, to work on, to complete. So I actually like these prompts. So you're thinking about, this must be the, okay, so this is like the monthly dashboard. There's a quote always on the right and this like reflect and goal set, which I think that's cute, that's clever. So it looks like, again, you kind of write about what your wins from the previous month, things you're still working on, things you need to let go of. So kind of that mental health kind of let it go thing, which is nice as a good reminder. And then things to think on, to work on, and to complete. I do like this. This aligns with a lot of the things I've been reading lately on kind of being more thoughtful about your work and getting things done. And I think this is a good prompt. Again, I wish there were lines, but that's just me. It's not like a deal breaker. I think I could still optimize this somehow. So then you get, oh, that's cute. So then the next piece is your kind of cardstock divider thing. But if you could see here, this is perforated. So I think the point of these, because you have a little mini month view calendar and then a spot that says this month is all about. So you could kind of write your intention or your purpose or your focus for the month, tear this out and hang this on the wall. So that is very clever and unique. So that you can kind of, again, get more purposes out of pages of your planner. Because a lot of times planners have really cool quotes on their dividers, but you're not going to rip your divider out. So this is separate. So it looks like once you get to the month, you'd go ahead and rip this out, and then your dashboard would be this grid sheet and this goal, reflect, and goal set. So that's kind of a cool, unique feature. And then you get into, obviously, the tabs. So this is thicker and this is thicker. These are both, I'm guessing because you said it's 100% recycled paper, recycled cardstock. So these pages are thinner, thicker than the monthly pages. So you have this kind of project planning page. This is date and project, and you could obviously use this grid paper however you see fit. Then you have her tabs, which are Mylar coated, which is great because it makes them more durable. Month is on, the abbreviated month is on the back and the front of the tab. So then you get into the month view. You have a Sunday start here and just your basic month view calendar. I do like this note section at the back. I really appreciate the simplicity and the minimalism of this planner. I like this layout with the month over here on the top, on the side, because it really leaves you more room to put things down here. Then you have the previous and the month ahead as a mini calendar. So I do like that. Again, we'll note that the Sunday start and see what the weeks look like. So if we look through here, I don't think you guys can see this on camera, but you can see into the next page. So this paper, again, is a little bit thinner. If you're used to something like an inkwell, it's going to be much thinner. And this is our weekly spread. So weekly spread is the Monday start, monthly is the Sunday. I personally like this. I know a lot of people do not. I like to have my weekend over here. But so if that's something that you don't like, I think this is more common in planners to have a Sunday part start month and a Monday part start week. I think most planners are like this, but I know some people don't like that. So this planner has its sidebar on the left. You could see there's these little, it says action items this week. So these must be your like main 3, whether they have to do with your goals or just getting things done that week. And then this seems to be like a little checkbox to mark it off. The bottom, I don't know, quarter-ish of the page, you have some grid paper to do as you like. That's a very unique kind of way to do this bottom extra section. Then you have this part, so everything kind of alternates. You have like gray, and then white, and then white, and then gray to kind of give you that deviation without having lines dividing up the columns. So you have these 3 boxes with little checkbox circles here. So those could serve maybe as your top 3 things to do. Maybe this is your meals. You can kind of work these however you want, but it just kind of identifies 3 items. And then the rest of the space is just lines. So I do like that. I do like this idea of alternating the color of the columns to give you that breakup between each day. So it's not too busy looking that it's like, oh my gosh, there's too much going on with this alternating, since it is this light muted gray. So I do like that. So you got your Monday start. So let's just flip through. Obviously, it's your same thing going on every week. Okay, let's get to the end of the week. Okay, so this is unlike planners like InkoPress, where when they don't just give you half of a week if a new month starts. So you're getting in the weekly spreads for that month, you will only get enough pages or space up to the end of that month, even though Thursday would be the first, Friday the second, and so on. I will say I don't know if I like that, and I had heard somebody said that was a feature in this planner and another planner. I think it was Plum Paper, but I can't remember. I'm not huge on that because it feels a little bit choppy then. So if you're trying to plan out your whole week and you don't have your spread going to the next part of that week because it goes into a new month, that is a little bit weird. So I don't know if I like that feature, but again, and I think everyone's different. Then you get like a note page here at the end with this little to-do list. So these are kind of interesting takes on like note pages and stuff like that. Then you have what looks like a project planner. You have your date, your deadline, your action items. Maybe you use this for delegating things. So just a very general, open-ended project planner, which I definitely can appreciate because if you're project planning process, everybody's kind of unique. So this is just giving you spaces. Yet at the same time, I think some people may like a little bit more prompts than this. I don't know. Again, I think it's really unique to you and what you're looking for and what you need. But I think you can make this work whether you're planning a blog, planning a home project, a work project. You could write what the project is, the date, the deadline, use this space maybe to write different elements, budget of it. Then you can go in here and put your project action items. And then I maybe use that for what you're delegating or accompanying tasks. So I don't really use project planners, so this doesn't bother me or is not super useful to me. But if you do, you can weigh in on what you think of that. And then you get one more, looks like blank kind of grid paper page. Again, all her grid paper seems to have something on it, whether it's date and project or this to-do list. I don't think it's intrusive in the design of the space, so I think it could definitely work, but I know some people want just strict grid paper, so that might be something you do or don't like. Okay, so then you get into the next month. You have your reflect and goal set. You have a new cardstock quote with your month view that you could hang on your wall, pull out of here. Then we get into the same thing here. So if we look, so then basically, so here's how I guess you could use this. So July ended Wednesday the 31st. So I only see Monday through Wednesday here. If I flip to the first week of August, it looks like you still get the Monday through Wednesday here in a more, with the dates more muted. And then when you're actually in that month, it makes the dates in black. So this week, if I was getting to this week of my planner, I would probably not even use this page and go into this page, which I think InkoPress does a much better job of this because you don't even get this part. I think this page could end up being a waste, but I'm sure she did that. Well, I guess you could probably just get rid of that. I don't know. I'm sure every planner creator has a different reason they do it like that, but I'm more prone to like this layout. Whatever in that week, whatever month has more of the dates, I would put that week in that month, if that makes sense. So I think, again, let's look at that one more time here at the end of August and see what that looks like. So in August here, since August has more dates, you get all of August in the dark header for the date, and then you get Sunday the 1st in the lightened one. So what does the first week of Sunday look like? So everything is light but the one. So that would be probably my only criticism of these weekly layouts, is I don't love that. I don't think it's unusable, but I'm not a huge fan of how that looks. But again, I mean, the planner itself, I like the layout and the neutral color. So let's look at it one more time. So again, you have September. The only day of this week that's actually in September is Monday the 30th. So then when we go to October, so you have that. So I don't know. Take it or leave it. Not sure if that matters to you guys. So again, you just kind of go through and you have these, I love these cardstock calendar things. Some of the printing quality, let me see here. Look at another one. Oh, come on, Jess, figure this out. It looks like some of the printing quality on these cardstock quote calendars are better than the others. Or that might just be the nature of the look she was going for. This is a little more distressed, because then when I go to the next one here, that one's super crisp. So that could just be a design thing, not an error in the print, because then this printing looks great. So that actually might be part of that design to look more distressed, because the rest of them are really crisp. But they're super cute. I love the variety. This one's a little bit more pixelated. That one's super crisp as far as the lines go. I'm just flipping through all these cute little hand-lettered things because I think they're cool. I mean, I would probably just buy this planner for these things. So then we get to the end. Let's see if there's any extras. Okay, so we get to the end of June. That's the end of this planner. Looks like there's another reflect and goal set here, probably because that's just the nature of this last page of the planner, even though it doesn't totally make sense because you would expect to have the next month here. I think that's just, again, every month ends with this and that. Then you get some more project planning pages. I think this planner, if I remember right, again, I didn't do a ton of research into it, was really designed for her she was trying to find a planner that helped her with planning out her projects. I think she's a maker. I think she makes clothes and she's an artist and a crafter, I think. So I think that's why she designed this planner. It'd be helpful for me to look this stuff up before I do reviews. But I think that's why there's so many project sheets in here. Then you get her grid paper. You get a lot of extra paper, which is nice. And then you have the next year at a glance, ends with that quote. I think this might be kind of her theme or her mission here. Big things happen one day at a time. Just a end page, and then the pocket of the chipboard cover. So that is the Get to Workbook planner, and I think it's a pretty cool planner. So I'm gonna finish up the video by summarizing some of my thoughts on it. Okay guys, so before I finish this video, I forgot I wanted to show you kind of a pen test to see how the only pen I use, works with this paper in the Get to Workbook. I use an Papermate Inkjoy Gel pen, the 0.5 tip. So that's what I used. I don't use Sharpies or anything else. I could always do a full pen test later, but I wanted to show you guys this. So I don't know how great this is going to show up on camera, but you can see this does show through. The ink isn't bleeding through. I think it's called maybe ghosting. I have no idea what the fancy terms are for this kind of thing, but you can definitely see, I don't necessarily, and you can feel a little bit. I tend to sometimes write heavy handed. So, you know, when you do that, you can kind of almost like feel the ink, where you press through the paper on the back side. So I definitely think that the paper is thin. So if you're used to InkoPress, then this might not be paper-wise what you're looking for. And I don't know, I'm kind of hoping you can see right in here's my writing. So again, that was with an Inkjoy Papermate gel pen. I'm gonna guess if you used a Sharpie, or what are those other ones, the Flair pens that are more like a marker-based pen, I'm gonna guess it's gonna kind of maybe even bleed through. Again, I could do a pen test later, but at least this gives you an idea so you can see how pen shows up on here, how it kind of shows through. I'm hoping this is coming across on camera. You can kind of see that. So again, it depends on how picky you are with paper. I personally don't mind this. What I've liked, so I've kind of played around with this since I filmed the first part of this video, and I do sometimes appreciate the fact of just writing stuff in my planner, not stickering it and making it pretty. So if you need to just like jot things down and you want to keep a running to-do list and you want to just have this to the right of you at your desk and you're doing things, I do like writing on this paper. I like the color of it. I like the way it feels to write on. Again, you guys, it doesn't compare to the paper of Inkwell Press, but it, from a, you know, just kind of day-to-day get things done, which I, you know, Get to Workbook, it kind of embodies that. I think it works well. I just wanted to show you too how some of our stickers fit. So I have these like our headers here. These are just some I made with our brand colors actually. And just to show you, I just kind of put it up here in between the date and the 3 boxes. I guess the downfall of this is you couldn't lay, without putting it right in this area, you wouldn't want to put it down here in the grayed out space because you have these 3 boxes, these like kind of 3 priority things. But let's just test here. So it looks like these are pretty standard line height. So it looks like this line here, the actual line, is most likely about roughly 1.5. It could be a tiny bit wider than that because these are fitting pretty nicely here with just a slight gap on either side. So if you want to maybe do your priorities and maybe put a header, you know, up here or something, I'd probably put it here. It's going to fit nicely. So that fits good. So if you want to use headers on this planner, I think you could definitely do that if you buy our headers. And which means these are, I think, are point like 2.4, 2.23 is the height of these. Are made again for the line space of the Inkle Press planner. So you can see that's probably spot on with the same line height here. So I just brought a few other random stickers to try. So these are our spring cleaning icon with text, just to give you an idea of those fit. Yes, I think you're taking about 2 line spaces there. And then I wanted to bring our mini hexes in just to see, I mean, obviously this looks crazy with all this color, but just to see how it lines up. Yeah, this is probably the same line height as Inkwell. You can kind of see here, it might be a tiny bit taller. So there's a little gap there, which sometimes it's nice to have a gap so the stickers aren't all bumped up against each other. But if you inched them together, you could. Hey, I have this. Let's try this. We'll try a checklist flag. That'll be a good test. So these don't line up fantastic. The first one's a little high. So this is, you know, when you make checklists, the way we do it for a specific planner, they're not always going to transfer over great. So let's try the longer one just to kind of give us an idea. I'm going to start it a little lower and see. No, so after you hit about number 3, it just kind of goes to crap. It doesn't work. So you could definitely, I wouldn't use checklist flags. You could definitely use mini hexes or checkbox little guys. You could use any icon with text. You could use headers. Obviously, even like a quarter box here fits perfect. So again, things that are specifically lined up for a certain planner are probably not going to work too great. But with it being gray, you can kind of use any color you want. Obviously, I wouldn't use all the colors I just used here, but just to give you guys an idea of how stickers work in this and how the pen works, I wanted to show you that before I ended this video. All right, guys, so that is actually all, and I will see you in the next one.